Karina, I'm very curious just to know, like, I know you have a long journey, which you can tell a lot of stories. But I think for me today, the one thing I would really like to know is like, what makes Karina special? What gives you that extra push for you to be where you are today?
You're asking what makes me special. Sure, I've never had such a question before. It's an interesting question because I think it took me a long time to realize that Karina is special. You know, I had to learn to unpack the gift of Karina because I had so much stuff in me that kind of made me feel otherwise. So awaken to that also Karina has a seed of greatness in her, and that with that seed of greatness I can do great things. One thing that I realized on my journey is that I can't do that on my own, and that's been one of my greatest awakenings to the we, and how much we can achieve, how great we are when we do things together. So I would say part of my specialness and greatness today is my ability to be a me in we, and to be willing to walk next to others and give of myself fully, to not judge people's journeys. There's so much judgment in our world, and I think it prevents people from fully awakening and living into what they're meant to live into. I think I'm still unpacking that greatness and the gift. I can still have pockets and moments where I don't feel special, you know, where that little girl in me, she comes with an old story, she's scratching on the door. And again, that is the gift and invite for me to rinse that part of me. But it also, you see, Bradley, all that old storage, the old knowledge, that which is limited in me, it allows me to meet other people in their pain too. And I think that is really important, you know, so that when we journey together, we have stories to share.
What is also very special for me is that you come from a journey. So where you are today, there must have been like, you know, we all have like these roadblocks in our life. I would just like to ask about, where did your transformation begin? I think that is what is like putting me in that space where, okay, I want maybe an answer for myself because I'm also looking at where my transformation has begun. But I think I would really like to know where you started.
A big part of my transformation happened when I lost, you know, a very good friend, the father of my children, you know, my partner in a car accident in 2002. He was only 36 years old at that stage, and our kids, so Natalie was 3 and Daniel was 6. Of course, that does not feel at that stage as something that is going to awaken you. Actually, it felt like I got more lost, you know, and life just seemed very difficult. You know, when you stand in the middle of loss, it swallows you. But when I look back, and it's now like 16 years ago, I deeply understand how that was one of those big moments in my life that was a turning point, because it cracked something open in me deeply, and it was important that I was cracked open. You know, I had to learn to come more in touch with me, my pain. And I'm not just talking the pain of losing somebody you love. I'm talking about pain from being sometimes in this world and when things are difficult, and you store that, like you store it into like a bank account, and it sits there and you pack it away. And so the car accident became that part that really opened me, so that I could look deeper into that. So that was the start, I would say, of my transformation. Of course, there's a lot more, but that is what cracked me open.
And so that was very valuable for you. And I think like when you say cracked open, it's almost like the is a new ignition or something ignited in you. But now the thing is, Karina, you're also working, or you're also like helping with transformation in South Africa, in presence. But you could have chosen things differently. You could have chosen a different career, you could have chosen different options, you could have chosen not to do it. So what is the intention, or why is there so much inspiration within you that wants you to like transform that part of South Africa?
I think, that my journey calls me. I did not have the intention to come to South Africa. I did not have the intention to go into prisons. I had a deep intention first to transform myself and to look at my pain. And in doing so, it was like the path opened up. And my ability to learn to listen to that and to accept the invites took me to prisons. And before that, took me to South Africa. So I always say, you can't dream as big as it gets. And for that, to allow the unfolding of that in your life, you gotta be willing to listen to these messages, to the invites, and to go to places that are unknown, to walk the roads less traveled, which certainly going into prison is a road less traveled. And today I live my life a lot like that. I allow myself to be guided by the journey. I'm willing to give myself in service of something greater than just me.
And there must be, like, if you fast forward to 2018, but there must be a lot of highlights for you that was in the journey, especially with the rehabilitation of offenders, because I was one of them. And for you individually, Karina, like, your purpose has like served me really great. But for you, what would you say was your highlights during those years since you've been in prison, working with the inmates, being there?
Sure, there's been a lot of highlights. I think that a very important highlight for me is that I've allowed myself to become a student of that process, that I've allowed myself to be taught by you, by all the different people I've met in the process, and in doing so I've become a better me. And that's a really important thing. It's also made me a better mom, a better leader, a better family member, a better partner. It's made me a better person. And that's a big highlight for me, because I can only work on myself. Even, you and I, so we've journeyed together for a long while, more than 9 years. And there's a lot of highlights when I see how you make your journey come alive. But I do know that lies in your hands. And I know that for me, my journey lies in my hands. And what is profound, and another very important highlight, as we both walk our journeys and take care of this light, we allow them to shine together, and we walk that path together in partnership. And that's also a great highlight, that we can walk this journey with people who are willing to transform, and to see what comes out of that when it's this path of we and partnerships. It's a big highlight for me as well. And today we build a team. You're all ex-offenders, but that's even more profound, because I know your story matters, and with the work that you are doing in our communities and our society, that story is important. And I feel privileged and proud of each one of you. And thank you for the gifts you have deposited into my life.
Thank you, Karina. Then there's one last question, and I think it's a essential one, because upon what you have done, like transforming yourself, it has also inspired other people to transform. But how is it now for you, presently, to look at the seeds you've planted like many people, I think sometimes feel or think maybe that offenders won't change, but for you to have planted some seeds and see it grow, how did that make you feel as an ambassador for change?
How I feel about the seeds that have come alive in the journeys of others. I feel peace. And I think it's actually quite an important question. And it's also why I'm really reflecting on it. Because for me, the ultimate is a peaceful mind that lives peacefully with my purpose. Because often the mind interferes, right, in the heart's calling. So I feel a lot of peace when I see these seeds that are sprouting and are expressing themselves in the most magnificent way. And I see what's possible. You know, we live in this chaotic world. And especially, I mean, because you guys come from prison and you've had hectic lives. You've made choices and you could have continued to go down that route. But you chose, you know, it's almost like being at a crossroad. And you chose to walk a different path. Yeah, and it just flows like peace within me. And I know that if we can bring this sense of peace to other people, I think I have a strong sense that our world can change.